And we are back here at the 130th Supreme Convention of the Knights of Columbus here in Anaheim, California. Kevin Elson along with Father Robert Reed, the president of Catholic TV Network, and we have a special guest with us, Father Paul Gagawala, who is with us from the Order of Apostles of Jesus. And maybe, Father, if you could just tell us a little bit about your order to start us off with, and we'll get into some of the work that you're doing, partnering with the Knights of Columbus.
Thank you very much for having me here this
Oh,
afternoon.
no, thank you.
It's a pleasure
We're
to
glad
be
we
here.
caught you.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I belong to an order of the Apostles of Jesus that was started in 1968. We were founded by two Comboni missionaries from Italy, Bishop Sisto Mazzoldi and Father Gian Marengoni. They came from the northern part of Italy. So they were working there in the Karamoja Diocese in Uganda. And they founded us to be missionaries for Africa and the world. And like I said, it was 1968, so we are 40-some years old now. And in those 40-some years, we are working, many of us are working in Africa, we are in Australia, we are in Italy, we are in Germany, we are in England, and of course the United States. And we are looking forward to Central America right now.
You were telling us an interesting story about a sister now as a missionary in Cuba.
That's right.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
great story.
We were founded in 1968, and the sister congregation that really is of the same foundation like us was founded in 1975. So we have the same constitution, the same charism, everything. And interesting that they also work in the same missionary work that we do, and they knew there was a need in Cuba for missionary work there. And they got in touch with the Archbishop of Havana, and long story short, everything worked out mysteriously. I don't know, it was like a blessing of God.
Yeah.
And so on the 27th of last month, which is actually the day that our founder died, that's when they traveled to Cuba, to Havana. And there are four of them there, nuns. They're called the Evangelizing Sisters of Mary. And they're there now doing mission work.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. And we're looking forward to going. As soon as there's an opening, we'll go too.
Yeah.
We'll
Okay.
have to go and
Okay.
team up with them. Yeah.
If you can, Father Paul, talk to us about the partnership with the Knights of Columbus and the work that you're doing in Uganda for children with AIDS and HIV.
That's right, yeah. In the year 2000, one of our priests started in a very humble way a small facility to help the children with AIDS. Those children they were orphans, they didn't have anybody to help them out. So one of our priests thought about this idea and says maybe he could dedicate his life to do this kind of work, a mission within the mission, to help these children who really were desperate. And so he started in a very small way, then another priest joined him of our order. And this facility has grown from the year 2000. Now there are about 1,000 kids that are there, and they're help supporting them and so on. So the Knights came to know about I think reading our website, they come to know about this work that we are doing. And they wanted to support it, to support this effort. So as of February of last year, they gave us some funds, actually this year, the February of this year.
Okay.
They gave us some funds to put up a dining hall. They didn't have a dining hall, they used to eat outside in the open, to build a dining hall and 2 classrooms.
Oh, great.
So this work is now in progress, and if they keep up that speed, I think by December, these kids for the first time will have a decent place to dine and a decent classrooms for them. And that's in Kenya now.
Okay.
In Uganda, they're also supporting it. They are the same initiative there too. And these are also orphans, also kids that their parents died of AIDS.
Okay.
And some of them have AIDS as well. So the need there was actually having a school. There's a woman there, her name is Agnes. She collected some of these kids under the tree. This is literally, this is a true story. So they were under the tree, and this woman was helping this kid the best she could, giving them a little bit of education, knowing how long are they going, but at least to have some kind of education. So we saw that, and my order was kind of sympathetic with that, and they jumped in, they would try to help them out. So we put up a small, humble shelter like classrooms for these kids. So the Knights of Columbus saw that initiative, and they wanted to support, they want to help it. So they have given us enough money to put up a full primary school for these kids.
Fantastic.
It's very exciting,
Yeah.
very exciting. And I was there, like I said, 3 weeks ago, and this has brought so much hope into these children. It's amazing.
I got to tell you a story.
Right.
Speaking of your home country, Uganda,
That's right.
two priest friends of mine from the Archdiocese of Boston, Monsignor Bill Fay, who was pastor in a parish in Boston, and was former General Secretary of the Conference of Bishops here in the United States, and Monsignor Robert Dealey, who's the Vicar General in the Archdiocese, both went to Uganda during the time of the Feast of the Ugandan Martyrs, and just came back,
Right.
and were just thrilled that they had this opportunity to visit your country. Now, you are living in Pennsylvania,
Pennsylvania, that's right.
Allentown.
Right.
You must miss home. You must.
I really do. I really do. But at the same time, I'm a missionary. And so that training helps us a lot to kind of get out of your home, familiar area like your home and so on, and go and serve in another country or other countries. But it's still, you know, we are humans. Once in a while that kicks in and you feel that you miss home, you miss your family. But at the same time, you know, there's a greater cause that someone takes you up and you feel like you feel more fulfilled
Sure.
being part of that. Speaking of Boston, you know Maureen Hale?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
She was there 2 years ago. And actually she went up to this place where I'm talking about.
Okay.
She saw this facility, and she's a friend of mine, and she knows quite a few apostles of Jesus
Oh, when
as
we
well.
see her, we'll tell her.
Oh,
we
please
were
do
with
that.
you
Oh,
in
yes.
in sunny Anaheim.
And she will be delighted to hear that. Yeah. So she was there, and she saw some of the work that we are doing, and I must say she's very supportive. And the Diocese of Boston has always been there for us, as apostles of Jesus. They've given us mission appeals, and what comes out of the mission appeals has helped us to advance the mission work of the church in Africa. So there's been already a linkage there between
Thank
us.
God.
I know.
Now talk about the future, any more collaboration with the Knights, and about your missionary society as well, and some of the other countries that you're working in.
Right. One of the things I've proposed to the Knights of Columbus through the Supreme Office is supporting our seminary. We have a major seminary in Kenya, in Nairobi. We have 150 seminarians between philosophy and theology, 150. And of course, we're a small congregation. We're only 400 now in 40 years. And the growth has been there. But one of our challenges is to support the seminarians. And so I've asked the Supreme Knight and to consider the possibility of supporting this program. And I know they are considering that as well. But that's the biggest challenge, the formation of the young men to become missionaries for Africa and the world. And I must say, we are blessed with vocations. Really, we are really doing well. Thank the Lord for that. We're doing very well with that, yeah. The other thing regarding expanding this program, and the Supreme Knight is also, they are happy about this. I think they would like to see this, this is like a satellite now we have in Nairobi in Kenya, to see this reach out, like maybe beyond Kenya, maybe into Uganda, into Tanzania, into the neighboring countries as well. That is the plan. From here to expand. This has been a successful story, and we would like to multiply this in the neighboring countries. And I know the Knights of Columbus are interested in that as well. So this partnership is going to continue, I believe.
Great.
It's been a blessing for us to have this chance to chat with you and to learn more about your congregation.
Thank you.
And the marvelous missionary work that is going on and that will continue to go on. Thanks to all of you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. That was wonderful.
Thank you so much.
All you do to support us in the church.
Oh, sure.
Thanks, Father Paul. We're going to be back with more of the continuing coverage of the 130th Supreme Convention of the Knights of Columbus here in Anaheim, California after this.